Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at what Cardano is doing and also what Bitcoin is doing. Before we start, we take a look here and we can see that Cardano is finally catching up. I did say we need a bit of patience and Cardano will catch up at some point. At the moment it's one of the best performers in the top 10 of the crypto market. You can see that at least in the last 24 hours because it did quite a peak here. You can see that. But we've hit two important levels, one of them a key resistance level, so we are going to talk about that, and then we are going to take a deeper look at it as well. But we start with Bitcoin first. Bitcoin now at just below 55 again. It lost the 55, couldn't hold it really, and we can see that we're currently trading at 45.2k. Then in the last few days we've gone through important levels like the 48.8k, like the 53.k, and I must say, even though results were impressive and you know about the volatility of the crypto market, I am still sort of not convinced that this is a sustainable uptrend. And everybody can have a different opinion, and that's fine. I just want to mention it here. I'm just still not convinced. The foundation that we built here just looks so strange, and overall, and I know what people will say, we made gains and so on, but yes, this could all be an A wave, a B wave, and another C. We could come down once more. I just want to mention it, and this is just a possible scenario. So, however, yeah, it's looking good in the short term. It's certainly looking good. I think, if we can get back above the 55k, I mean, we've gone above the 53k. We currently see a little bit of a retracement. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. We can currently see a retracement and a correction. Well, not really a correction, just a retracement a little bit and a sideways move, basically because as I said on this channel, we came into the overbought range. So that is when you expect some sort of retracement. The RSI needs to come down once more. Otherwise, pretty much it always happens when something is that much overbought. You get into a little bit of a correction, which we are at the moment. We came back from the 55.5 that we hit yesterday, I think, down to now pretty much 54. So yeah, we were overbought on the shorter term time frames. However, you can see now, and that is why I also expect a little bit of a push to the upside now again. We are coming down onto the 50 line here on the 1-hour chart, where on the 1 hour we are not overbought any longer. So we are just bouncing off the 50 line. So there could be a little bit of an upside now. And I think we could now actually, if we manage to hold above the 53k, I'm pretty certain that we can get up to these levels. And let me just go back to the 4-hour chart to show you before we then go to Cardano. I think we could get up to these levels. I think there is resistance starting pretty much at 59k. There's quite a bit happening here between, let's say, 50, 59 and then the 62. There's quite a bit happening before you then get up to the 65k, which is the all-time high. So I think the way is free now for us to get at least to the 59k in my view, but I think we will face some strong resistance there. And really, if this is some sort of a larger scale fake out, which still is a possibility, then we could come down once more. Cardano, however, catching up at the moment. However, it's not looking convincing yet, but 5% is looking quite good still. We broke out of that triangle here, which I showed you for a last few days or maybe even a week now, that orange triangle, and we broke out today. Yesterday we had already a breakout formation here on the chart, and I posted it in the Telegram channel, the member chat, that we were getting very close to a breakout here. You saw it, and there was an attempted breakout, but it failed, so we dropped down once more, but the sellers couldn't push the price down far enough, so we didn't make a new low. We made a higher low, and then we finally made another higher low, and then we broke to the upside. That's this you call it breakout build-up that I often talked about and also talk about on my second channel, on which I talk about technical analysis. In the video this morning I said that you can expect some resistance at 231 and 236, and look at where we got to. We got to the 231 level pretty much here. That is 231. Managed to get above that. So let me just go maybe onto the 30-minute chart. There you go. There you can see it. It's actually 232 here. You can see it better on the on the 30-minute chart. But 236, there we found some resistance as well. We dropped down once more. We're now below this level. We're now between the support line, which is now support, so we flipped it from resistance to support, that descending trend line. We're now trading between that 232 level, and we're currently just above the 232 again. So yeah, just watch that level here, and between that 223 support level of that triangle now, and yeah, we certainly bounced off the 236 as well. So if we can manage to get above the 232, then the next target is the 236, which was here, which we bounced off from. And from there, I think, we can get to these other levels. 245 is an important one. And I remember we certainly had support here there's another peak here, 259. You can see that here. I think I left it out in this morning's video. We've got 263 on the chart here. And 280 is certainly a very, very important one. I think as soon as we break above 280, then the way is free, possibly to a new all-time high. But we've got quite a lot of resistance levels to go through. At the moment, we're going slightly up again. It's looking good. We finally broke out of that triangle. I think that for me is very important. And it's important that we hold above that triangle as well. If we lose that support line here again, then we could drop down all the way back down to 213 here, 212, 213, where we were before. At the moment, it's looking better. Seems to be finally to catch up a little bit on Bitcoin. Yes, there is some retracement, and we can see why if we go back to the 1 hour chart. First of all, it's a resistance level, but you can also see that on the RSI. Here we came back in the overbought range, and again, whenever that happened, it happened here. You saw a drop afterwards. It happened here. We saw a drop afterwards. Doesn't need to be a big one. Could just be a small retracement, especially on the 1 hour chart. Let's just see how the RSI is looking on the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour, there's still some scope to get to the upside. Yeah, so we certainly want to see that we get a little bit higher here to continue that uptrend. I think that is important. And on the daily, there is still a lot of room. We finally got on the RSI in the bullish range here, above 50, so that is certainly important. And if we continue to hold that price and maybe go up a little bit more, at some point we will see that bullish cross here on the ADX, the green line getting above the red line, those directional index lines. And the last time we had a bullish cross here, that was end of July, and then we saw a really, really nice price increase pretty much every time that happened. Before that, it was here in April. Yeah, you can see that here, 4th of May, I think. And yeah, we made a very nice move to the upside as well. I told you yesterday one way of trading this, for example, is to enter when the Bollinger Band width indicator, you get a breakout from there. And just wanted to re-emphasize that. I don't think that has happened yet, but it's just one possible strategy. I'm not saying that you should follow it. It's not financial advice in any way, but you have the Bollinger Band width here, and you can see whenever you had the Bollinger Band width indicator breaking out above a certain level, and to identify that level, you just connect the lower peaks together. And when we break above that, that normally historically indicated that we had some significant price moves coming, and it certainly proved well as a trade entry strategy. So you can see that here when we broke that level here, which you can see that here in the beginning of August, that is when the main peak started, and then we broke it again, and we were still at a higher level here, but that already indicate that we were moving down. And you can see that before that we had a breakout here that was in the beginning of May, and you can see what happened then. So it is a good strategy. Bollinger Bands width indicator, I like that strategy. But again, it's only one indicator, and you always need to take a look at the bigger picture as well. But it's certainly a useful indicator to establish or to use to potentially enter a trade. But certainly it's looking good. Feels a bit like Christmas today, even though that could be a not very sustainable one. But we certainly broke above the that important level out of that triangle. You can also see that we had a peak here, a high here at the 232 level, 231, 232 level on the 2nd and 3rd of October. So that is also why we find some resistance here, and you can see it here. So we need to make a new high. We so far haven't really made a higher high. Yes, we have that wick, but it's not a, I think on the 4 hour it's not closed on that level, so it's just a wick. just a shadow, and we need to get above these highs first. And 236 pushed us down again, so that is basically where we had a high here, and I think various times before as well. So yeah, so let's hope we continue our move to the upside. I think it's looking good, certainly, that we broke finally to the upside of that triangle. Just doing a bit of retesting here, and I expect us to go up further. Like also with Bitcoin, I expect us actually to go up further in the short term. But I said it's not necessarily a good foundation, not looking like that at the moment for me. Potentially for a further continuation to the upside. At least it's not confirmed yet. I'm still a bit doubtful, but maybe that's just the way I am. At the moment, I'm just taking it as it is. It's looking good, and we are all happy at the moment, I think. So hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button, and yeah, please subscribe if you like the content, and there'll be another update later today. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.